The warrior towered over him, staring in confusion at the twinkling hololights that fell with exquisite slowness from the air, optical echoes of the scale pieces that rained from El Rusirad's torn cloak. Gripping it with both hands to stay its shaking, El Rusiad aimed his fusion pistol up. "Deliver this to she who thirsts, monkey." The excitation beam carved a straight line of distortion from the nozzle of his weapon to the underside of the warrior's chin. The Space Marine's helmet simply evaporated, the roof bursting in a splatter of oily liquid and foul smoke. Disregarding the three sergeants, at least from active sense, the Iron Father looked down at Telerak with a squeal of angling optic slits. An unstable stasis field covered the Clan Rockin first sergeant. The warrior was drowning. His thoughts were mud. Memories floated beneath the surface like the corpse of his past, turned skeletal and horrific by the wear of time and the choices he had made. To no recognizable order they rose and sank. He did not recognize them. Occasionally a shaft of light would show the way to the surface and he would swim towards it. Another warrior leaned over him, the dull pain and brief flash of bionic optic meeting an unlensed optic nerve, and he sank again. Episodes of unconsciousness came and went, no sense of time that had passed between them. One warrior would be there standing over him, then two, arguing without words, then one again, a third that he had not seen before. He realized he was in the apothecarium. Even though he did not know his own name, he recognized this place. He had spent a great deal of time here. He lay flat, one eyeball staring up at the metal ceiling, what was left of his body, and he had the curiously detached sense that it was precious little, spread out across the slab. Machines chirped and bleeped with anxious angels. Their chorus lured him back to the mud, and he dreamed for he knew not how long. "Authorization has been provided. This is my apothecarium, Dumar. I will not use the keys. They are an abomination that should have died with the Legion. Assistance is not required." The voices grew distant, disappearing altogether as the swamp closed over his head. The next time he surfaced it was different. "Wake him," a new voice, harder than the others. Ribbons of electrification ran through his butchered nerve ends and brought the light directly to his central nervous system. The glistening lumps of flesh and gristle strung across the humanoid mass of damaged bionics quivered as the slurry was pumped from his mind, his personality writhing in a sludge, the bones of his memories stranded for all who cared to see. Telrak. His name was Telrak, and he was a warrior. "The subject is conscious." "How can you tell?" "Delta wave neural oscillations subsiding, alpha waves stabilizing. Beta waves increasing in altitude. Electrical activity in the subject's visual cortex indicative of awareness. And he is looking at you." The last strain of unconsciousness slipped from Telrak's eyes. He meant to blink, but couldn't. Three figures stood over him, their armor muttering urgently as though their black and silver battleplate harbored a coven of twisted dwarfs. The first was one of the apothecaries, Dumar. Telrak recognized the armor and the voice. The second was armored as a chaplain. He must be Shulgar of Clan Raukan. And the third, "Let us begin," said Christos. Behind the giant Iron Father stood a silent rank of Terminators. Their armor was black, unmarked by any icon of allegiance save age. It took Telrak a moment to recognize that they were empty, waiting. Telrak felt a sudden, overriding need to scream, though he could not do that either. He was locked in. His body was not even breathing anymore, its simple chemical needs going entirely unremarked beneath a screen of mutilated flesh and Medusan iron. The perfect warrior. Flawlessly has he served the Iron Hands in life, Christos intoned, as the apothecaries and the Iron Chaplain began to chant. May he continue in undeath. One of the Terminator suits started moving towards him, winched from its sconce on a mass of chains. The massive relic turned with a creak of iron, feeling some void turbulence that Telrak no longer could. The lumens picked out raised areas where embossed detailing had since been erased. It would be a relic of the lost clans, destroyed on Ishvan V, hidden from the Imperium, hidden even from the successor chapters that would have depleted Medusa's armories and left her weak. Or perhaps one of the many expropriated from loyal and renegade chapters over the millennia. Tragedy struck often and everywhere and left few witness. A secret kept by the Iron Council for 10,000 years. Christos and Shurgar caught the soup between them and guided it down. Dumar leaned over him, a scalpel blinking in the light. Preliminary: remove remaining flesh and replace. Do it.